ready to dominate at the plate this season? Blast Baseball is the #1 hitting improvement solution, trusted by more MLB, college, and travel ball teams than any other. The Blast sensor attaches to the knob of any bat, providing real-time feedback with every swing. Metrics are automatically sent to a smartphone app, generating insights that allow you to analyze and improve your hitting like never before. Go to blastmotion.com and enter the code LIVE at checkout to save $10. Unlock your potential with Blast. All right, we are here with another episode of Beyond Baseball Shorts, powered by Blast Motion. We are excited to bring you another awesome prospect interview with Brycen Mautz, a left-handed pitcher with the St. Louis Cardinals. Top 30 prospect, taken in the 2022 MLB draft in the second round. Is going to make his professional debut this year. Looking forward to it. Dominated somewhat in the spring training as well. I'm so excited to bring you that. I'm going to keep the intro relatively short. Wanted to touch on a few things that Prospects Live's been working on. Just a few weeks ago, they had Data Week, which is really awesome. Dropped a bunch of new data tools that can help you with some of your leagues and some of those things that you really just love to dive into. Sam Worth is bringing over a AAA StatCast data app, which is going to be awesome. Jordan Rosenblum has worked on a new data tool that will be useful for many to utilize. So make sure to go check those things out. Again, content's going to be coming like crazy for the MLB draft and college game. So be on the lookout for all that. Again, wanted to keep this very short and really make sure that you have time to check out that interview with Brycen. So we'll turn it over to that right now. All right, welcome to another episode of Beyond Baseball, powered by Prospects Live. As always, I am Jared Perkins. I'm here with another incredible guest, Brycen Mautz with the St. Louis Cardinals, left-handed pitcher who was taken in the 2022 MLB draft in the second round. Brycen, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. So the first question I always ask guys as they join the episode, for many of the viewers out there, they might not know who you are. So kind of give a little bit of background on who you are, kind of your journey through college baseball, and then now into the pros.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm Brycen Mautz. I'm born and raised in San Diego. I went to Westview High School over there, and I was actually a walk-on at the University of Sandiego. So very grateful to the guys over there for giving me the opportunity to go. And once I was there, I just kind of hit the ground running. I was there for 3 years, 2 years under Coach Hill, and then 1 year with Brock Ungrich. Started off bullpen arm, worked my way into the rotation my sophomore year. And then I just kind of bounced back between the bullpen and starting. And then my junior year is when I really took off.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. Talk about a little bit what it was like to kind of go be a walk-on. So a lot of guys, when they go, they're either the scholarship guy, they know they're going to get a ton of playing time. How did you kind of flip your mindset on being a walk-on to really earn that opportunity and kind of push forward?
Yeah, I mean, I was just happy to be there to start,
Yeah.
and I was just grateful to, show up in such a beautiful place and get to have my name on a locker. And I just took every opportunity that I could, and knew that although there's like different dynamics to it with scholarship guys and walk-ons, that as long as I did what I knew I needed to do, that I would be in a pretty good place.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's incredible too, because went from being a walk-on at USD. Now you hit the 2022 MLB draft. You got taken in the second round, which is awesome and incredible for someone who kind of has your journey that you went on. So kind of take us through what it was like to go through that draft process, right? When all of a sudden now you went from a walk-on, now all of a sudden the lights are on you, the intention's on you, and you're trying to figure out, okay, wow, this is actually going to happen. I'm going to actually be able to make it to the pros. What was that feeling and moment like?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, even in my first 2 years, like, it was something I was obviously working towards, but it wasn't that huge of a reality for me. I knew that I had to at least establish myself for a season and put up some actual numbers before it could even be a possibility. But going into that fall, I'd been throwing the hardest I ever had, and I knew that was my chance to get my name out there. So, but it was crazy getting into, like, I had never talked to an agency, never really ever talked to a scout before, and then getting to school and throwing in those first inter squads, and it slowly starts trickling in, and it was a little overwhelming at first, but I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah. So you got drafted in the second round. So what was it like to finally sign and actually move on to the Cardinals and be able to make that jump? What was that feeling like?
Yeah, it was super surreal. I
Yeah,
mean, the days leading up to the draft, I was just, hearing little things about like where I might go, what could possibly happen, but none of it really felt real until I got that call 30 seconds right before they took me, and I just had to give that quick yes, and then sitting there, and was lucky enough to have my family and friends around me, and then to hear my name called on the TV was awesome.
yeah. That's incredible. So now that you've reported, what have you reported to your first spring training now? Is that the
Yes,
where
yep,
you?
I'm
Yeah,
here right now in Florida.
yeah. What's your big goals going into the kind of the 2023 season and really getting your foot or your feet wet during the
Yeah,
first season of pro ball?
yeah, I mean, people have told me like you don't really know what to expect that first year. It's all new. You don't know how the body's going to hold up. You don't know what you're going to need to do. So I'm going into it with that mindset, knowing that I just got to feel it out, do things as they come, be as prepared as I can be, and then learn from what happens so I can keep moving forward and progressing up.
Yeah, I love that. Have you had any mentors that really kind of taken you under your wing and helped you kind of get to here and that you kind of have an opportunity to go to as a resource while you kind of make that adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great so far just being able to talk to the guys that have been here for a year or
Yeah.
two, getting to meet them, ask them what they've thought, what's helped them, and like some things that they didn't see. And then it's also been great in the off season. My high school coach, Pat Edwards, been a huge guy in my corner and always been someone that's believed in me. And he's helped put me in contact with guys to help figure out what I need to do and what to expect coming up.
Yeah, I think that's awesome when you hear about the older guys really kind of taking the younger guys under their
Hmm.
wings because a lot of it is you just can learn from experience of what they've gone through. I interviewed Ben Kudrno with the Kansas City Royals, and he talked about how the older guys would do morning coffees with the players, like the new young guys who got drafted. So they had an opportunity to kind of just sit down and ask them any questions and kind of get that adjustment. So it's cool to hear that you're already getting some of the same of that as we make our way. So now that we know a little bit about who you are on the baseball field, things like that, what are some of your passions that you have that are away from the game? Some of the things that you love to do when you're just have to get that opportunity to shut baseball off for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, being from San Diego, beach has definitely always been big for
Yeah,
me. Um, and it's just a great place to, I don't know, you can just chill and calming. You can let your mind wander. You don't have to be so focused on everything that's going on around you. And then outside of that, I mean, it's kind of part of the job, but like just working out's been
yeah,
always been something I've enjoyed doing. Therapeutic and allows you to test yourself and see where you can really go.
yeah. So you mentioned beaches. So now you got the Cardinals. You get to go down to Florida. So have you had
Yes.
the opportunity to check in the beaches out? I know you just kind of reported recently, but
Yeah, when I was here earlier in the summer, I had the chance to go to a few, and that was super nice. Nice to have it around.
yeah. So it's not at least an easy adjustment. If you go to Arizona, then you're
Yeah.
just stuck in the desert.
Yep.
So one of the other last questions I have that I always like to ask a little bit of a fun question. So when you go home during your off season or whatever, things like that, what's the go-to restaurant that you always have to hit up?
Ooh. Well, back to my USD days, I got to go with Rose Donuts
Mm.
down by USD. They always hook me up there. I walk in the door, they look at me, they point, I nod, and next thing I know, I'm at the register and my food's ready to go. So shout out to them.
You going coffee and donut or no coffee, just straight?
Yep, coffee, donut, breakfast sandwich.
Love it, love it.
Way to go.
So the last question I always kind of wrap up with, just because we want this to be an opportunity where fans get a little bit of a peek behind the curtain and get an idea of who the human beings are on the field, but we also kind of want it to be like an opportunity to help other future ball players that might be on the same journey. So
Yeah.
for someone who might be going through something similar that you went through, having to be like a walk on or having to kind of power through some of those moments of adversity, what would that like one piece of advice have as someone who might be on the same journey as you are trying to make it to the pros?
Yeah. I'd say just you gotta stick with it. I think is the easiest way to say it is like there's gonna be plenty of challenges, and it's up to you to take those challenges, learn from them, get input from other people, and but also on that line you gotta. I mean, I was lucky enough to have Ozzie Smith come out and talk to us. Was it 2 days ago? And he told us like all these mentors around just ask questions, and you don't have to do everything they say because they're different than you are. Each person's their own player. Things that work for me aren't going to work for other people. Things that work for other people are going to work for me. So he said to chew the meat and spit out the fat is the way he put it. Is
Love
you
that.
just gotta take what you think can apply to you or what you think will work for you. Try it out. Doesn't work, spit it out. Look for the next thing, and always be hungry to learn more.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a perfect thing to end on because you think about like baseball is not going to last forever, no matter how long you play, and like taking those lessons learned and taking the opportunity to develop those relationships while you're in the game, those things are going to last forever. So it's awesome to hear
Yep.
that perspective. Brycen, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us. This has been an awesome and incredible interview, and we're wishing you nothing but the best in 2023. And we'll be watching.
Sweet. Thank you very much for having me.